Okay, so at the beginning of chapter 4, oh no, I can't remember any of it. Okay, so at the beginning of chapter 4, it says that Adam lay with his wife Eve, and this word that they use for lay in Hebrew is also the same word used for the word knowing in chapter 3 verse 22, when it says that Adam and Eve began to know like God. So this suggests that there's intimacy there in two different contexts, one with Adam and Eve as they lay together, and that produced two sons, Cain and Abel, and also there's an intimacy there with God, which is really powerful. An intimacy with God seen throughout Genesis so far brings about life in creation and how that is born, and also with Adam and Eve producing their two sons. But also in Genesis there's the fall, which is a lack of intimacy with God, and that brings about the opposite. It brings about intimacy with the world, and with that comes sin that entangles us, and also death and destruction, which we can see in Cain's life. So Cain and Abel bring their two offerings to God, and Abel's, God is pleased with it and he accepts it, but Cain's he's not pleased with and he rejects it. And we're not quite sure what Cain's done, but it suggests that he is not intimate with God, but more intimate with the world. And Cain gets pretty angry, and he gets really jealous of his brother, and so he gets really consumed by this jealousy, and he goes and kills his brother. And God gets really upset by this and this sin, and he's really angry with Cain. But because God is a God of grace and a God of love, and that he made Cain in his image, and we're not sure how repentant Cain actually is, but because God just loves him so much, he marks Cain with his protection, and for the rest of his family that is to come over the generations. And this story can just really remind us that intimacy with God really does bring about life and fruitfulness, but if we turn from God and we become more intimate with the things around us and the world around us, then it can just so easily we can just easily get caught up in the sin, and we can let it envelop us. So we just need to remember really just to stick with knowing God and really getting to understand who he is and be in relationship with him.